I spent a lot of time hiking around Pennsylvania. I thought I had a pretty good idea of what the state had to offer. Then, we spent 5 days on a section of the Loyalsock Trail. This route wasn't even my idea. One of the guys mapped it out, and for once, I was happy to leave the planning to someone else. We weren't hiking the entire Loyalsock Trail, just a loop that borrowed some of its best-known sections. What I wasn't expecting was how different this place would feel. For miles, the trail followed the crystal-clear waters of Loyalsock Creek. Then, one after another, mountain streams spilled down through the hollows, each with its own waterfalls, cascades, and pools before joining the creek below. Somewhere along those 5 days, I realized this corner of Pennsylvania was unlike anywhere else I'd hiked in the state. And I have a feeling that by the end of this video, you'll understand why. This is our 5-day backpacking trip on the Loyalsock Dutchman Haystacks Loop. I just got here to the trailhead, the Loyalsock Trail. It is Wednesday at about 5 o'clock. We're just about to set off into 4 nights of the backcountry. We're not doing the whole Loyalsock Trail, but we're actually going to do the Loyalsock Dutchman Haystacks Link Trail Loop. It's about just shy of 30 miles. We're going to take it easy, about kind of like 6-7 miles a day. The coolest thing about this trail I'm really excited for is the presence of waterfalls. There's going to be about, I think, 7 different mapped waterfalls on this trail, and we've had rain all weekend, so I think those things are going to be flowing big time. So that's the first thing I'm excited for. Second, I've actually gone heavy on fishing gear this trip, and I brought both my spinning rod and a fly rod because supposedly fishing in Loyalsock Creek is excellent. So yeah, just going a little bit, with the shorter mileage, going a little bit more luxury item, and brought some stuff to cook the fish, so hopefully get some trout and cook that over the fire. Yeah, and get this thing started. Just got here and we got about 2 miles to base camp tonight. That's actually something we don't usually do. Normally we're car camping the first night, which is often Wednesday, but tonight we're committed to leaving the car and hiking 2 miles in, kick the trip off, and it is off to the races from there. Good morning from day 2. This will be our first full day on the trail. Well, we're up here at Loyalsock Trail. We started at the east end of the trail. It's an end-to-end trail. It's about 50 miles, but we're doing a big loop. It's more of a lollipop. And here we camped in about 2 miles into the trail last night. Just kind of left the car about 4 o'clock and got a fantastic campsite right next to the river, just maybe about 400 yards from the Haystacks, and slept like a rock last night. It was idyllic with the river sounds right behind last night. Fell asleep listening to the river last night. And we had hoagies in the car on the way up, so didn't really make dinner. But this morning, probably gonna have a bigger breakfast. I think I'm gonna make a hot breakfast. But been doing a ton of fishing right here in the Loyalsock Creek. It is about as nice of a day you could ask for waking up. I think it gets a little bit colder as the weekend goes, with the low dropping to maybe 42 Saturday morning, but it's Thursday right now and comfortable to fleece. Probably be shedding this certainly when I start hiking. But otherwise, just making some breakfast, gonna slowly pack up camp. We don't really have a big day today. We're going about probably 6-7 miles to the next waterfall, I think, marked on the trail. I forget the name of it. We'll probably do lunch at Soane's Pond. I think there's some sites there, but it's only about 3 or 4 miles, so I don't think we're gonna make it that short of a day. But maybe take a longer lunch there and enjoy our first full day on the trail.
Here we are, day one. Good morning, everyone. We're about to approach the Haystacks. We got about a 7-mile hike today. We have one grueling part. It's about 1.5 miles straight uphill. We're ready to go. We got a lot of protein in us, and it's a beautiful day.
All right, quick update from the trail. We're about almost an hour and 53 minutes, gone 1.76 miles. It's been mostly like this flat, old logging or old railway type trail, but there was a very steep part coming up off the river after the Haystacks up onto this trail. But I think up here soon we're gonna be crossing the bridge to the other side of Loyalsock Creek. And it's kind of like an overcast day, real cooling down a little bit. It's definitely cooler than yesterday. Yesterday would have been real hot hiking weather. So it's going great and gonna keep on chugging along. Just crossing Loyalsock Creek for the first time. We'll do this twice on this trip. And the big loop kind of goes around it. So we're going on the far side of it, and then we here overnight. Then sometime tomorrow midday, we'll cross back over up closer to park headquarters, and now kind of about to do a pretty steep climb up to Soane's Pond, where we'll have lunch, and then after that hike a couple more miles to Alpine Falls, which is where we are looking to stay the night. It is absolutely gorgeous here, crossing this bridge. The creek's fantastic, the weather's perfect. Hopefully this climb's not too bad. This is Soane's Pond, the top of the plateau in Loyalsock State Forest. Quick lunch stop, Soane's Pond, and right behind where we set up for lunch, there's a nice campsite. This will be a good spot to camp, but only about 4 miles in for the day. I want to get a little further, so we have 3 miles till Alpine Falls, and that's where we're hoping to find a campsite. Not really sure what to expect. We didn't see any marked on the map, but we're kind of might have read a hint about one in the trail map book, but it kind of also just looks on the map like there's a spot where there'd be campsites. So that's where we're headed now. It is about 3 o'clock. And probably estimating about 2 more hours of hiking, so finish it off and get to camp for the night. There's definitely a lot of firewood at our site. It's kind of got to be processed, but it's where I brought the work gloves, the folding saw, and the hatchet on this trip. Izzy's carrying the hatchet, but that's a lot of tools to process firewood. So I'm just gonna see what we can find down here and be able to take back to our site. It's like a poker stick.
Don't kill it, Ethan.
Really get that thing down.
Please enjoy the zen of the fire crackling and popping with the sound of the flowing water passing through.
Is that my cup? I'm going first?
Yeah.
Nice.
Good morning from day 3. We're here at camp right by Alpine Falls, and another night slept absolutely fantastic. We're just talking about how the sleep temperatures so far this trip have been perfect. It's probably getting down to about 50 at night, but not too cold in the morning that you can't get out of tent in shorts. Having a little bit of a faster morning, trying to get out by 10 in order to meet our buddy down at the State Park, World End State Park headquarters at noon. We got about 4 miles to there, so that's the plan. All right, just about hour and a half in, 2.5 miles, kind of taking it slow. But mostly been hiking along the top of this plateau, a couple ups and downs. But right now, about to pull over into the woods on this like little road walk. But we're about to take a hard left, and then it's the big drop down into World's End. Maybe like 800 feet over 2 miles. Huge drop right down into the canyon. And guess what we gotta go, we're going down today. We're gonna go back up tomorrow. So here we go. Final descent down into the main area of World's End State Park. Absolutely gorgeous views crossing this bridge over the Loyalsock Creek. So we just came around the far side of the Loyalsock Creek, and that was on the north side of the creek, and now we're crossing back over to finish up the loop on the south side. It's a gorgeous Friday afternoon here, and I really couldn't ask to be anywhere else right now. So it's pretty cool. This is, we're down in the base of World's End State Park, just steps away from the main park center. And there's this amazing section of the Loyalsock Creek running through here, just with cliffs sprawling straight up off the river, a nice rocky embankment, feet away from pavilions. And this is my second time at World's End. Last time I was here was kind of in fall, it was colder. This World's End has certainly, in my book, I call it one of my favorite, one of the best Pennsylvania state parks. I've been to probably at least half of them, and really nothing compares to the views here. I'm sure there's good fishing, despite not having given bites in like the bits and pieces I've tried. I know there's fish to be caught in here, and I think that could be a groove I get into, is coming up here on a more regular basis to do some fishing. Because this creek really has some nice holes, and I'm sure there's some stuff hiding here that I haven't been seeing. First fish, definitely not a keeper, but nice little trout. Gonna let him go and keep on fishing. And just like that, number 2, this guy, he's done. Figured that there's nothing more perfect for the size pan we got, it's this. So I'm gonna definitely go cook him up into something good, and looking forward to bringing home the dinner.
As low as you can go.
Yeah, I'm at like in think that's good? About half the oil?
I think a little more.
It's already starting. Alright, you got those ready? You want to saute those a little bit before the fish goes in?
It looks really good.
Yeah, it's gonna be really good.
How's it looking?
Looks great.
It's probably mega hot right now, right?
Yeah, we should put it out somewhere.
What a day. Today we left our campsite right near Alpine Falls, hiked about 6 miles down through the center of World's End State Park, right by park headquarters, where we had lunch. We continued on our hike. After lunch we had about a mile and a half left. We had a pretty serious climb. The highlights peaked with catching the fish at Dutchman Falls. Not one but two fish. And the first one was tiny, threw it back, but it did lead to the next one. Bigger catch. Absolute highlight. Absolutely fantastic. It was funny because when we got there was these guys, these fly fishermen in fancy outfits, and they were sitting there hogging up the space, and so we just waited till they left and then kind of just threw in a line, had to go through a couple spinners to find the right one. The white rooster tail does it again. But now just here wrapping up for bed, there was actually some thievery by raccoons. I had left some food out by the tent and came back and to find them eating it right outside the tent. And so there goes my cheesy pepperoni bowl from Mountain House that I was really looking forward to. That's my favorite one. I was saving for the last night, and I have about half of it left, but it was like the part chewed by raccoons, so I'm not sure if we're gonna eat that. But luckily Dan offered me a extra meal, so I'll have something. But anyway, going to crash out now for the night, Friday night. Looking forward to Loyalsock Canyon Vista, and then continuing off, splitting off on the Link Trail, leaving the Loyalsock Trail behind for the first time in the trip. All right, crashing out. Good night. Good morning. Last night we had some visitors. Raccoons wouldn't leave the camp alone, but I guess that's what you get when you leave food out. Initially, before we went to bed, I'd left a Mountain House meal out next to my tent, and while we're sitting over here by the fire, just like a good away from where the tents were, the raccoons discovered it. So we came back to our tent area, and there was a raccoon there just eating it away. So shooed that away, cleaned it up, but didn't realize there was still another meal hidden somewhere under my tent after we hung the food. So about 1:30, wake up in the middle of the night hearing some chewing, and shine a light right outside my tent, and there about 3 feet from my face is a raccoon eating the chili mac, and just didn't even care that I was there or tried to shoo it away. So turned off my light, went back to sleep, and Just kept hearing sounds all night, those things coming back to eat those, come back to check out and look for more. So it wasn't a very restful night of sleep, and as a result slept in. It's about 9:30 already. We wanted to leave. We were trying to hit the trail I think by 10, but that ain't gonna happen. And it's cold morning, windy. The wind picked up Saturday morning here. Morning 3, day 4. Gonna have breakfast, pack up, and hit the trail.
For Pennsylvania school?
We're just climbing up the Loyalsock Trail, coming out of camp. It's a bit of a climb first thing, and I gotta look and see what run or creek we're going up because it's incredible. Just waterfall after waterfall. Middle, like of all sizes, some of them layered upon each other. And you really can't even count, lose count of how many waterfalls based on how many, the variety and just sheer quantity. But hiking up this is absolutely incredible. This is the Canyon Vista, the Loyalsock Canyon Vista. One of the highlights of World's End State Park. All right, so this is where we split off from the Loyalsock Trail. I'm gonna follow the X trail marks for the Link Trail. Really windy up here on the top of this ridge. We just split off from the Loyalsock Canyon Vista, and we're now on the connector trail to get all the way back to the bridge over Cold Run Road. But we're gonna camp probably somewhere short of there tonight. And it's definitely coldest day so far. Cloudy with blue sky here and there. And probably about just short of halfway to camp. Figure out lunch. Taking it easy again today. We didn't leave camp till about noon. It's 1:15 right now. We've gone just about 2 miles. The campsites on this trip keep outdoing themselves. We just got to our final night, night number 4, and we are right on the bend of the Loyalsock. Most amazing fishing hole, swimming hole, little beach area. We got here with plenty of time to spare. We got a lot of afternoon sun. I think the one thing is we actually got to set up a fire pit. It's kind of suspect why there's no fire pit hidden here now, but as far as we can tell, there's no signs that are no camping, no fires. Haven't seen any of those signs, so we're gonna make our own little fire pit and set up here. One of my favorite YouTubers, Xander Budnick, he goes on these epic trips that are multi-week long in Alaska, and I think I remember watching one of his videos, and he talks about the pull back to society and how it gets especially strong towards the end of a trip, and you can feel it, like ready to transition back into home life. But he talks about resisting that urge recognize that urge and resist it with all your willpower, because you know, that time will come. I will be home, back in the groove, back in the grind, and at that point obviously wishing I was just back out here. So don't let that urge rush through the last couple moments here. We have a great night here at Camp 4. I think we unanimously agree this has been the best campsite the entire trip. So looking forward to enjoying tonight. Again, fall asleep, creekside, white noise of the creek.
Good morning. Great night of sleep again last night. Even better that there were no raccoons coming by. Undisturbed peace, peaceful sleep. It's Sunday morning, just like that. We head home today, but not before getting to enjoy one last breakfast right by the creek. Maybe throw a line a little bit. We woke up, got out of bed at 8 o'clock, try to get out of here promptly, stick to our 10 o'clock plan for once this trip. Definitely finish this coffee and see if we can hit our goal, getting out of here by 10.
Just in the final stretch of this trip. We've been on the trail probably for about an hour, maybe done a mile, which we completed the Lollipop. And now we are on trail that we hiked back on Thursday morning. And it is Sunday midday right now. And can't say this enough. We just keep reflecting on how this was almost the perfect trip. Weather, route, mileage, pacing, campsites, food, pretty much everything. And like, if this is a taste of what the overall Loyalsock Trail is, I'm in. I think it's just about getting the mileage up, like leaving camp at noon and then setting up camp at 6. You're gonna take a month to do 51 miles. So that trip looked a little different. You'll be starting kind of like first thing in the morning, hiking until dark, putting bigger mile days in. Probably have to be more in shape. But yeah, gonna knock out this last mile or two. We get to go back past the Haystacks again. I think also back to Dingman or Klingman's Falls. I have to look that up, the one right by the parking lot. But yeah, great trip. Can't wait to get back to World's End. Absolutely gonna put this one on the books for some repeat visits, do some more fishing. And thanks for watching. And if you want to see more trips like this, some follow-up videos reflecting on the trip, what gear worked well, don't forget to subscribe.